Hi guys, it's Holly here at Faces. Welcome back to the Face It podcast. Today I am joined by the lovely Steph from Stephanie Bennett Aesthetics. Steph, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today.
Thank you for having me.
You're more than welcome. So do you want to just give us a bit of background into how you got into the aesthetics industry, where it all started, and how you built your business to where it is now?
So I've probably only been in business about 18 months, so I'm very new to it still. I qualified as a nurse about 6 years ago and always sort of said to my husband on and off through life events, this is something I would like to do eventually, alongside still working as a nurse. It's quite scary actually doing it full time and committing your whole life to it, which I haven't yet done. Not sure I will because I like being a nurse as well.
Okay.
So yeah, on and off did that. Then life events happened, we got married, we then had our first son. And so that just disappeared.
Yeah.
And then my mother-in-law, who is band 4 in the NHS, took the plunge and went and done her B12 training, so she could go and do B12s, privately.
Yeah.
And I was just in awe. I thought, oh my gosh, that's such a big step. She's done it. She's inspired me to want to do my aesthetics training. So had a chat with the husband and was like, right, I'm going to book it. Let's do it. Was given the opportunity to practice in a sort of beautician styled salon, rent a room there. So everything sort of formed nicely for me to do it. So last May, I think it was, went and done my training with Derma Medical. And there are obviously other industries that do it, but those who I did it with, it was a weekend course and then a couple of online training courses as well, which got me my anti-wrinkle injections and my dermal fillers.
Yeah.
Then the weekend after I did that training, I found out I was pregnant with my second son.
Oh my goodness! Oh my god! Obviously, like amazing news, but you're like, I finally got time to do it. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
And like, oh. Right, okay.
Literally the week after, I was like, I'm about to start my own business. How has this happened?
Yeah.
But yes, sort of carried on. I thought, I've got 7.5 months to make something work before I give birth.
Yeah.
And I did. I successfully built up a good clientele. And then when he was born, me and my husband discussed me working from home. Environment, because it would be easier with him rather than traveling out with my son. And a space became available in our house, which is actually not in our house, as we call it the garden room. And fortunately my husband did this for me, so I now have my own space.
Incredible.
In my own home, and even more successful, which is quite scary to do, is to move away from that setting where all your clients are happy, they know it's comfortable, it's a clean environment, it's beautician led basically, so they know what they're coming into, and to then just move it to my own home and hope that people follow me was quite scary, but continue to be successful here and have been here since April, May. So after a year of being in the business, I then moved to here.
Amazing. Would you say obviously it's all worked out, even despite giving birth,
I only had 2 months off as well when I was born.
Goodness.
I had 2 months off from this and then went straight back to it. So
and you're still working in the NHS now, so you're still
trying to juggle it all, but it's great. I love it.
Oh, amazing. And your clinic looks amazing from what I can see as well.
Thank you. I try and move the camera, but we'd readjust them.
With regards to obviously, you've done your training and then, you found out you were pregnant. Do you feel like, obviously because you sort of had a time period where you were like, right, during my pregnancy, before I give birth, I need to make this work. Do you think that really pushed you in terms of getting your clients, pushing your business, because you had more?
I think I would have been a lot slower. I think I would have been a lot slower at getting clients in and doing the treatments, and probably, in all honesty, would have probably done some more training one-to-one, because there were areas that I was anxious in. However, thanks to online webinars that I could follow, and there's a lot of free stuff out there that's really helpful, that built my confidence up, and the wonderful models that I've had have all been fantastic. And yeah, if I wasn't pregnant, I think I would have definitely been a bit slower in what I
Yeah.
was doing. But yeah, straight in.
Oh, so it's all worked out. So thank you to your son for pushing you with your business. Absolutely
Thank you,
love
Wilfred.
that. Absolutely love that. It's amazing. And also this is great for anyone else who's listening, who I'm sure there's many people in the same situation.
Yeah.
Whether it be they get pregnant or like a life event happens,
Yeah.
you can still do it. You can still do
If
it.
you're
If you
determined
want
enough,
it,
yeah, you can make it
yeah. And
work.
if you've got that why, you're going to make it happen.
Absolutely.
Obviously, everything seems to be going really well at the moment, which is great, but you're still working in the NHS. Do you think that
Yes.
there potentially will become a time where you're like, do you know what? I don't have the time to do both. I've got to make that choice.
As you know, with aesthetics, it's hot and cold. Some depending on the living crisis, etc. If people got spare money to do have these treatments done, and there's over the last couple of months, I've definitely seen sort of an up and down with regards to how many people I've got coming in on one month to the next, and that I've struggled to have some months where it's been so busy, and I'm trying to do my nursing on the side, and I've had to sort of figure out what do I prioritize, but then again it backs down a little bit. So I think I don't know. It's early days. I've been in it 18 months. I know a lot of businesses saw after this sort of time frame, but equally I'm happy doing my nursing and doing this as well.
Yeah.
So I guess who knows what the future holds.
Yeah, we'll catch up in 6 months and see where you're at.
Yeah.
The thing is,
Yeah.
if you ever did make the decision to do it full time, give everything to your aesthetics, if you wanted to go back to nursing, you can do that. It's
exactly. Yeah, that is the flexibility.
Yeah, it's
nursing,
great that you've got the option, but it sounds like you're happy with where things are at the moment, and your clients are happy, which is obviously the main thing.
Yeah.
With regards to your client base, then, so obviously, it sounds like everyone was like happy to kind of move to your garden room, which is great.
Yeah.
What kind of clients do you have then? Do you have a real mix of people, or is there a sort of specific age group that tend to come to you?
No, I thought I was always going to be sort of the younger generation that would come and see me, given sort of just how fashionable I guess aesthetics is now. However, it is a real mix. So I have my youngest clients are 18, obviously. I only have probably 2 or 3 18-year-olds. And then I go right up to 72.
Wow.
Which amazes me. I shout out to my
generation. Yeah. Love that.
Shout out to my 72-year-old client, because she is incredible and she looks amazing, and everything's really natural what she has, which I love. It's definitely what I sort of promote. And she's great.
Do you know what? I bet it's really nice to have that variety, not only in terms of like the different facial structures, different skin textures, but also like the conversations you have in clinic. But it's just the 18-year-old.
It's a huge variety of conversation.
Going out on the weekend, and your 72-year-old might well as well. There's nothing stopping her.
No, she's definitely not. But the life experiences I hear are incredible. It just that definitely makes it.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love that. And then with regards to treatments, then is there anything that you specifically like specialize in and love to do, or is it quite a broad mix of things?
So I truly love doing lips. I said this from the offset. I think I took to it like a duck to water, and that was definitely what one of the trainers said to me, quite confident in what your placement, and you're not scared of the change that is happening in front of you, which obviously is a very daunting thing, because you're changing the shape of somebody's lips potentially, depending on what they're asking for. But I enjoy that thoroughly. That's probably my favourite treatment to do, and I'm definitely passionate about it. And training wise will be where my focus is around lips.
Oh, amazing. I think I speak to, it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's like Marmite, because it's probably not, but I think there's practitioners who either love doing lips, really want to like develop skills in that, do lots of master classes, find their own technique. But then there's a lot of other practitioners who like I mean, it is more of like a scary treatment, isn't it? You know,
I think it is, yeah, it's definitely Marmite. I a lot of people I did the training with as well, it's 50-50. A lot of them we message often in the group chat, and it's very much like, I hate this part of it. I don't know if I'm going to offer it as a treatment anymore. And then the rest of us, there's 50% of us that are like, oh my God, we love this. Let us do clients.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think lips are so specific as well. You know, when people are wanting to
Very,
get
yeah.
their lips done, they'll go to a practitioner based on the style and the shape that they do on their other clients.
I think that's what I find quite difficult as well, though, with regards to lips, is that obviously everybody's lip shapes are completely different, and the texture of the lips, and so someone might come in and want a specific look, and it's really, for me, I have to really like look at the anatomy of their lips and say, I don't know if that's achievable with the lips that you've got. Eventually it might be, but it's better to do it slowly over time than potentially do damage, or the lips become too big. It's quite niche, really, with regards to what people want and what people see on social media and think that that's what they're going to get, and it's not always the case.
Yeah, 100%. Because I think there's still this culture of like 1 mil lips, like 0.5 mil lips.
Yeah.
And that combined with these social media expectations, like I can guarantee I can open Instagram now on my phone and there'll be pictures which are of people's lips which look incredible, but they're edited, or they've got makeup on, or they've got gloss on the lips. And it's
the gloss is so bright, isn't it? And I think, I just use Vaseline, to be honest, for myself. And I do promote it as, 0.5 mil or 1 mil, because I have to tell my clients who are looking on social media what I'm actually putting into the lips. But it really doesn't matter. 0.5 mil may look completely different to what 1 mil is, and there might be more of a change in 0.5 mil than there is in 1 mil, because that person's lips are so small.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, oh, so and so they had 1 mil lips, right? That's what I want to get, because then
that's what I need. Yeah,
and
so many times I say,
yeah, it's managing expectations, isn't it? And I come across this a lot on my podcast when I'm speaking to other practitioners. Is it's so important to say no as well, and to be like, look, like, I don't know if I'm the practitioner for you. That's not the kind of thing I can achieve. And I think as well, for newly qualified practitioners, that saying no and having the confidence too is really difficult, because it's like, I want to build my business. I want, I want the money. But you've got a duty of care for that person, and for yourself.
100%.
Yes,
I've said no a few times already.
Do you find your clients, if you have turned them away, got upset about it? Because I know that's quite a common thing.
Luckily, no. I think with regards to, I probably over-explain myself when I say no, and they've actually been quite understanding. And there's a few practitioners. I'm not on a talking basis, but from their social media around this area, I've just pointed them in their direction and said, this is something actually that they look like they're more trained to do than what I am right now. Especially, a lot bigger lips. It's just, that's not what I'm trying to promote. So if someone wants really big fake lips, which is fine, I don't mind that. I think it looks beautiful if it's done correctly, but I'm not confident enough to give you really big lips.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and the thing is, your clients or potential clients will respect you for that, and that's a way of building
as
well. And that's not to say they won't come back to you for a different treatment, but I think it's
some people have come back for different treatments, which is nice.
Yeah, exactly. With regards to other treatments then, so is there anything you're looking to train in, or what's to come for your business in that regard, do you think?
Yes, eventually I'd like to do training in nose filler and tear trough. Nose, they're both my most asked, so I think I get one person a week who asks me if I do it. Tear trough scares me the most. Nose, I'm not too worried about, but it's tear trough that I keep putting off, basically, because just the danger zones and the complications, and obviously the risks are huge with tear trough, so I'm very cautious of that training. But it's on the cards that I will do it. It's just that I'm probably gonna have a lot of one-to-one training after, and a lot of models.
Yeah, the thing is though, I was having this conversation with someone earlier, and it was like, okay, how many people have actually gone blind from that treatment?
Probably not many, or
Exactly. You know
if
what?
any.
Yeah, exactly. I certainly haven't seen any articles or heard about it
No,
because,
nor have
and I
I.
think again, it's the social media culture. It's like everyone in the industry is like tear trough knows this, like the most dangerous treatments. Like, yes,
Yeah,
they are certainly advanced treatments. You know,
yeah,
you're not
absolutely.
gonna
No,
do a pathway course and do tear trough training. Absolutely not.
absolutely not.
But
No.
I think it's this like scare culture of like, oh, you know, those are dangerous treatments. But it's like, and yeah, there are high risks, but really, how many people have actually gone blind? No,
Yeah,
like,
probably.
yeah, but
I
and
hope so anyway. Touch wood that nobody
yeah,
is
touch
actually
wood.
gone
I mean,
that far.
obviously, it is, you know, a confidence thing as well, and I think, you know, it, you know, they are, yeah, very advanced treatments. But I think go for it,
Yeah.
you know, especially if you've got your clients asking. I always say, be led by your clients as to what you're training.
Yeah,
You're put training in something that, you know, your specific client base are not going to be interested in. You know,
exactly.
find
Exactly.
someone
It's
again,
true.
go do it. And yeah,
Yeah.
so you
Thank you.
absolutely will as well. And
You've given me the go, Glenn, go, go, go.
and teardrop, especially, and nose, actually, they're both treatments which, you know, just the results can be incredible. Like, you know,
I know, I see
teardrop,
it all the time, and I'm so envious when I see it. I'm like, I just want to offer this, but
yeah.
yeah,
And
scary,
like nose
definitely.
as well, you know, I think a lot of people suffer with insecurities around their nose, and it can like
Yeah.
really affect someone's confidence. So I think it's like quite a rewarding. I'm acting like I'm a practitioner, I'm not like, but yes,
No, definitely, I agree that that's, yeah, a rewarding thing. Yeah, you definitely want to
yeah.
make someone love themselves again. That's why we're in it.
Yeah, absolutely. So talking about the faces out then. So obviously, Steph, you've used faces for quite some time now. You know, you're very much known as
Yeah.
a loyal faces user. So thank you so much. What would you say you love most about faces, and how has faces helped with the management of your business?
So faces actually I've used since I started my business. I dabbled in a few areas just to figure out which was going to be more beneficial to me and what I could get used to easily. And yeah, faces stood out huge. It was easy to use, so easy to use, so easy to use for my clients. Everything is in one app. So, you know, obviously consent forms, the pharmacy, even training, you know, your yellow bin service, just everything you could need to support your business is in that app. I don't need anything else.
Yeah.
Just me and faces.
Yeah,
So
seven
yes,
faces.
honestly, it's true. So yeah, that's what I like about it. My most favorite feature is connecting with my prescriber
Yeah,
and the pharmacy side. Obviously, that's going to be my most favorite because anything that makes it easy for me and my prescriber to work together, and anything that makes it an easy transition to order what I need to order for my patients is a win for me. So those two features are my favorite.
amazing. And we've got so many pharmacies now. I think we've got
I
40.
know.
I need to read out
I
because
flick through them sometimes. I'm like, you're not going to go in today.
yeah, and you know, like I absolutely love the pharmacies we work with because it the you know the more sellers and pharmacies we have on Faces, the more option there is for you guys as practitioners. It means you're never going
Yeah.
to be in a position where, you know, let's say you're just registered with one pharmacy and they've run out of something. That's going to affect your business. You know, you're never going to be in that
And
situation. If one of our
so right at the
pharmacies runs
beginning,
out,
yeah.
you've got 13 more to choose from, so it's all good. Um,
So true.
and like you say, from the prescribing side of things as well, you know, we have over 1,500 prescribers available on Faces, so everyone can find a prescriber and can search by location as well. But we've made it really easy for the prescribers to use as well. Like you say, you know, it's just makes it easier for everyone. Just a really simple
Yeah.
process, you know, just no
Yeah.
stress. So I'm so pleased that it's working for you. Just out of interest, because I know you said you tried a couple of different softwares, but Faces stood out to you. What was it about the other softwares which like wasn't as good as Faces? This is just me just
No,
genuinely.
yeah, this is that. No, absolutely fine. So one of the big things was the consent forms. I would have had to do that completely separately. It wasn't within the app
Okay.
per se. Not especially the consent form templates. Obviously, you can change and chop them to how you want them to be, and there other sort of apps did give an option for consent forms, but it was the storage of them and stuff like that that was just quite complicated compared to consent faces, where it was just all in one area, and it stores them for you for the recommended time that you need it stored for. I also liked that it flagged up when they, obviously I didn't know this actually until I was fully using faces, but it's got like a little alarm system on it. So if it's about to run out of date, the consent form, you know that, especially with your regular clients who might come back every 3 months for anti-wrinkle injections, it's good to know that actually, okay, after 6 months we need to update the consent form because it only lasts that amount of time. And to remind me, because yeah, you need reminding.
Yeah, 100%. The little clock saves everything. And also,
yeah, the little clock, that's it, yeah.
And if you like, and as well, it's there for, you know, you might have not spoken to that person in a while. So it's just a little reminder, oh, they've not been in for their treatment for 3 months. Okay, let's give them a call and see how they're doing. Get them back in.
And or you can send a reminder, reminder text messages, that's great. But yeah, there was a lot more on faces that just made me feel a lot more comfortable as opposed to the other apps. And there was nothing wrong with them, probably better in a beauty industry where it's not so complicated, no disrespect to that, but not so complicated with regards to consent forms and medical forms, etc., etc.
Yeah, no, that's really helpful feedback. Thank you. Because I've not, obviously, I know of the other softwares, but because I'm not a practitioner, I've not actually used them. So it's just helpful to get some feedback as well. So with regards to regulation, obviously it's a big topic at the moment. We'll be talking about it. We've had the green, amber, red traffic light system released, and the questionnaire being asked to be filled in, which if anyone listening has not filled out your questionnaire, fill out your questionnaire, please
do it.
It's your time to have your say. So don't miss out and then complain when regulation comes in and you're not happy with it, because
exactly,
you need to do it. Seth, what are your personal views on it? Because obviously you're from a medical background, so it's really interesting to get your standpoint on what's been said.
So I think it's a good idea. I do support it, and I feel healthcare professionals need the further support within the industry and the acknowledgement that it's complex what we do. It will be safer for the clients to have that regulation too, knowing that they are really in capable hands will make a huge difference for their decision, and who they go and see is actually regulated by a body, as opposed to now, unfortunately, anyone can do it. You don't have to be a healthcare professional. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, because I've certainly seen some work myself by beauticians who have done the training, and it looks good, I respect their work from what I can see on their social media, but I think that healthcare professionals need that support as a business, and not to be undercut by those that aren't healthcare professionals, but vice versa. The beauticians need a safe space and a license to be able to offer what they offer. Yeah,
because there's obviously no regulation right now. There's no consequence, like you say. Everyone. It's not even necessarily about the fact everyone can do it. It's that if something goes wrong,
they haven't got. So if something was to go wrong with me, I know what to do. I'm trained in what I need to do. I have everything here to manage if something goes wrong. Whereas if something goes wrong in where somebody isn't a healthcare professional and hasn't had that quality of training, it's to the hospital you go. And then what do the hospital do if they then have to manage something that they're not sure of either?
Yeah, so the thing is, I've heard of people like going to hospital when they've had like a vascular occlusion, but they don't hold hyaluronidase in the hospital setting.
No. Why would they hold that? It doesn't use any other purpose than what it's for.
No, exactly. So obviously with the aspect of what's been announced with the clinical oversight, what's your view on that? Because how I see it, and this is my personal view, I'm not saying it's how it should be at all. And I'm not a medical professional, I'm not a practitioner, this is just how I think. So let's say some of these treatments require, or maybe all of them require, clinical oversight. So you have to have a prescriber, for example, overseeing the treatment. If that prescriber is not trained in aesthetics,
what use is he or she?
Yeah, because if they don't know how to inject hyaluronidase, but that practitioner does, that the client's probably in safer hands with the practitioner. What
yeah, I think I agree with you. I know it's your personal opinion, but I actually do agree that the prescribers overseeing that they've never done any aesthetics training. I truly believe what use are they? I don't know how that's going. I think that most people who are in the regulations are looking at this will understand that that can't be. That's just not going to work in that manner.
It's a weird one because I watched the interview with Cosmetic Couture and David Symes, who's from the JCCP.
Yeah.
And one of the questions asked was, would prescribers need to have specific aesthetics prescribing training? Which, if you're prescribing within the aesthetics field, you should have training within the field anyway. That's obviously how it is. But but there's no legality around that at the moment. But then he was like, I think he said either no or like, I can't actually remember what he said, but it didn't seem like it was like a thing like, yeah, we're going to bring in like a regulated prescribing, aesthetics prescribing thing.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but from what I got from that conversation, it was, they're not going to bring anything in specific for prescribers. I don't know. We're just going
it's the politics of it. Oh my gosh. So what use is that to us if they regulate all of us and then we're working alongside somebody that isn't regulated within the aesthetics industry?
Yeah.
So that's going to have to just be another conversation, isn't it? Because that just defeats the object entirely if somebody is just prescribing whatever to whoever with no.
So how would you feel doing a treat, like let's say you have a prescriber coming in overseeing your treatments?
Yeah,
they have no idea how to dissolve filler or
well, I wouldn't be very comfortable, but equally
you'd be like, just go home, mate, like you don't need to
just don't bother being here because what use are you? You're just standing there watching me.
Do you think that prescribing is something that you'll end up doing, obviously?
Yes, definitely. It's on the agenda for my nursing anyway, that I have a long-term plan for nursing and that is on there. It's just expensive, if I want to do it privately. So there's a long list. It's near the top actually because I've been qualified nearly 7 years and in my 10-year plan it's do that within 10 years. So
you've got 3 years left. That'll be quick. But it would be great timing because with these regulations, I think if you are a prescriber, it is just going to stand you in good stead. It'll mean you won't obviously have to pay for a prescription from a prescriber because you're a prescriber, and it will sort of mean that if the clinical oversight situation does come in, you're just gonna be in a better position, I think.
That's another path I'll go down. I'll be the clinical oversight.
Exactly. I'm so excited to hear like what you get up to in the next 6 months or so, and
thank you.
Because I think it's great to see someone who you've not been in the industry really that long. 18 months is not a long time, but everything's going really well, building it, despite not doing it full time, it's like a pivotal time, I think, which is really exciting. What would you say, just to finish off on a positive note, Steph, is there like a specific moment or specific event that's happened within your aesthetics journey where you think, do you know what, I'm so proud of that?
There's quite a few actually. But probably my biggest one is moving here and having the courage to do that. Like, it's a big move. It's quite daunting. And fortunately for me, my clients followed me and some. And I continue to have some monthly, which is great. And I guess a few others is there's a few standout treatments I've done on people. And just when they look at their face after, mostly lips, because both anti-wrinkle injections take a few weeks, so I get a message here and there. They come in after 2 weeks and I'm like, look at me, I look fabulous. And I'm like, this is great. But an instant reaction is my favourite. And there's been a few people that even one of my clients actually cried because she was so anxious about her lips, and then I gave her lips and she was just like, this is amazing. And the love that lit up in her eyes when she looked back at herself yeah, that just seals it for me. I'll do this all day, every day.
Oh, I've got goosebumps. That's so cute. And yeah, you know,
Isn't it?
it's such a rewarding industry to work in.
It is.
You know, I think I'm like I've mentioned a few times, you know, I'm not I don't do treatments myself, but just when I hear stories like that, I'm like, you know, you can't have a bad day at work when you're making
No,
happy like that, you know?
there's no bad days here.
Yeah, love it. Oh, well, Steph, thank you so, so much for coming on the podcast. I've absolutely loved speaking with you. Cannot wait to see. We need to have another chat in like 6 months or a year.
Definitely.
Right,
Yes,
doing my
please.
prescribing, that we've got another
Yeah.
garden room, doing teardrop
Yeah.
bioplasty. Yeah,
That would be
cannot wait
great.
to see how you get on with everything. Yeah, thank you so, so much.
Thank you.
I absolutely love speaking with you.
Thank you. It's been amazing.
Oh, thank you so much, Steph. Take care.
And you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.